All right, fuck it, let's get it. Yes, sir. What's poppin' with y'all? Welcome back to another motherfucking episode of the Until Further Notice podcast. I am the flyest, highest, coolest, smoothest host of them all. OG Hatch, man. You know the fuck it is, man. What's up with the motherfucking people? Did you miss me? Because I definitely missed you motherfuckers, man. Shout out to all the friends of the motherfucking show that's all around the motherfucking world, man. I put it out on my social media earlier, fam. International with minimum promotion. Who else you know can say some shit like that? All I know is more. All I know is me. But shout out to everybody around the world that's tapped in, joining this motherfucking conversation, man. I truly appreciate that shit, man. Hopefully y'all all out there looking good, feeling good, staying motherfucking safe. It's a lot of shit going on out here in these streets. I tell you that shit each and every motherfucking week. I mean, you kind of get the gist of this shit by now, right? I missed episode 66, my nigga. We on the grind at 100. This shit don't stop. Every week I come here and tell you, it's a lot of shit going on in them trenches. Hopefully by now I kind of understand, like maybe this nigga on or something. He ain't just talking to be talking type shit. But like I said, man, it's episode 66, bro. We on the grind at 100. This shit don't stop for a motherfucking me. So last week, episode 65, bro, very special episode. Had a special guest on the motherfucking me pod, boy, my boy Big Glitch, aka Keith Jones Jr. I'm a D1 coach. Out there at Arkansas State, came onto the pod, man, to help drop some free game for you guys, man. A lot of free game for your head tops in that episode, man. So shout out to everybody that tapped in, joined that conversation. That episode's still going up. I'm not gonna lie to you. The numbers are still motherfucking be going up on that shit. That shit's consistently being listened to, so I'm actually liking the evolution and production of that podcast episode, man. I will say this, if I must say so myself, you know a nigga finna start talking shit when he say that. But if I must say so myself, when it comes to this interviewing shit, this open flowing conversation shit on the podcast format, big toe, big toe, nigga. I'm the man when it comes to that shit, bro. I'm getting better and better. Not to say that my first interview with my boy Bilal wasn't good. I thought it was good, but I honestly seen the growth from Bilal to my boy Savage, from Savage to my boy Keith. But I'm seeing the growth. And to me, that's honestly the most important thing. You know what I'm saying? To me, if you're doing some shit, you know what I'm saying, consistently over a long period of time, then you should be able to see the visible growth. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing to just be doing some shit, knowing you kind of getting better and perfecting your craft, getting in your 10,000 hours, as they say. But when you can actually see it, feel it, hear it, see it with your own eyes and shit like that, that shit hit a little bit different, man. So I'm seeing it. I'm happy with the motherfucking success. I'm happy with the fucking the progression that I am as a podcaster, as somebody behind the mic, as somebody on camera. No matter if this is podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Audio Mac, all that good shit, I truly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to people that's watching on YouTube at the Until FN YouTube channel. No matter how you support this podcast, bro, I truly motherfucking appreciate it, and I see you. You know what I'm saying? This podcast growing legs, you know what I'm saying? So it wouldn't be like this without y'all. And it's one thing I know, I'm going to say this before I move on. It's one thing I know is, bro, a lot of people still listen to my podcast way more than they actually watch it. Like, if you look at my YouTube numbers, them shits is nowhere near my motherfucking me, just my regular listeners. You know what I'm saying? Listen to it on Audio Mac, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. I don't know. You know, so all my life, motherfuckers been telling me I got a radio voice and shit like that. So maybe it kind of makes sense. I don't know why, but I'm going to take it how I get it, bro. I don't give a fuck how this shit come, bro. We're going to slow walk this shit to a gold mine. That's a fucking show. But it's a live show on the docket. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, shout out to my boy Keith Jones Jr. Last week was an interview, but we getting back to our regularly scheduled program. Me coming in here talking about the shit that's going on in my everyday life and the shit that's going on in pop culture. It's live show on docket this week. I ain't gonna fake it. You know what I'm saying? We got the motherfucking me. It's fight weekend. A lot of motherfuckers probably forgot about that, but it's fights for your head top this week. You know what I'm saying? You got Usman versus Covington too. You got Rose Namajunas versus Wei Ling too. You know what I'm saying? You got Michael Chandler and Justin Gates. You got Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant. Like, niggas is getting busy. Somebody's getting fucked up this weekend. That's a fact. Niggas is getting busy for motherfucking me sure, man. But we got Will Smith. You know what I'm saying? Came across some news on Will Smith. Jada Pinkett Smith still doing them grimy. It is one thing for sure. She gonna let the world know Will Smith can't fuck. She gonna let the world know the dude don't know how to use his penis, man. That's fucked up. But I'm gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? We got on another episode of Life Comes At You Fast. We gotta talk about Henry Ruggs, man. That's a sad situation, but it's a situation that I've been telling y'all about for 65 fucking weeks now. But I'm gonna tap into that, give y'all my honest input, and give y'all a little bit more information that came out about that situation. I'm gonna get into the baby. We're gonna get to the NFL and NBA reviews, quick hitters, and we're gonna wrap this motherfucker on out, man. But like I said, let's go ahead and jump to this motherfucking Will Smith, bro. We got to start with that, bro, because I feel like this has been some of the biggest news over the past week. I feel like every 2 weeks type shit, we hear something from Jada Pinkett Smith. She take her ass to the little Red Table Talk, and shout out to Red Table Talk. That platform is phenomenal. And somebody that's growing the platform, I can honestly give props to that because they came and they stayed. They ain't just come and go type shit. She doing her thing with that Red Table Talk. But there's one thing about that Red Table Talk that's going to come out every 2 weeks. She going to take a shot at Will Smith. Now, I usually don't come on here. Wow, that's a lie. That's a lie. Some of my earlier work on this podcast was talking about Jada Pinkett Smith and her sexual escapades with August Alsina and Will Smith and shit like that, and how that was kind of a fucked up situation to put Will Smith in. He was a fucking bad boy, bitch. Have some respect. Have some fucking respect. But the main reason why I brought this up, man, you know, news had came out. Jada Pinkett Smith made more headway talking about some, not word for word, but basically saying that she struggles maintaining a healthy sexual relationship with Will Smith. And everybody kind of, you know, had some backlash about that. Like, oh, damn, bitch, stop killing this man while he's down. Like, every week you tell us his dick little, or he don't know how to fuck you, or you like young meat. The bitch like young meat. But the main reason why I brought this up is because after that news had broken, social media had their fun with it. Like a day or two later, 2 or 3 days later, it was a Will Smith trailer that came out. I think he got a YouTube original, you know what I'm saying, talking about his weight loss and shit like that. I kind of always find it funny when niggas that ain't fat document their weight loss journey. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, what do you think the real big people feel about this shit? Like, you fucking arrogant asshole. You arrogant bitch. But it was a trailer that came out, you know what I'm saying? He was talking about that. And in the midst of that trailer, he came out and he said that he contemplated suicide, basically, over his weight loss journey. And immediately I paused the fucking trailer like, oh my God. Like, fuck. Now, it's one thing to hear from Will Smith, a nigga that you look at and be like, he got it all. Will Smith been Will Smith. He been that nigga all my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, Will Smith went from rapper to actor, you know what I'm saying? Been an actor for 30 motherfucking years damn near. Like, motherfuckers that's younger than me probably don't even know Will Smith was a real rapper. Like, he was selling units. Like, Will Smith, my nigga, the Fresh Prince was an actual rapper. It just wasn't a TV show. But that's somebody that successfully transitioned, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do that. I think it's probably easier now because of social media and shit like that. But you talking about a nigga that did this shit 30 motherfucking years ago. Like, before Will Smith, it was only like LL Cool J and Ice-T and shit like that. Like, I think even fucking Ice Cube was still new in the whole acting space. They kind of started around the same time, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I'm off like a motherfucker, but my young ass mind, they in the same at least 5-10 year gap. You know what I mean? So with Will Smith is somebody that who you would think got all the money. You would think on the outside look, and then he can fuck anybody he want to fuck. But it's kind of like the older I get, I'm kind of like not believing that no more. But you would think on the outside looking, he's good. So when you hear that he contemplated suicide, it's like, oh shit. Like, this suicide shit been big over the last couple years. And it's always been a big topic. But I think as of late, motherfuckers have been, you know, really giving it to shine the light on it that it should be, shine the light on it that it should be. You know, motherfuckers, who's the Logic with the song and shit, highlighting it, make sure that the suicide hotline was out and all that good shit. So as of late, motherfuckers been paying attention to what's going on. And with this Will Smith thing, hearing them contemplate suicide about, you know, losing weight and shit like that, it made me instantly think about Jada Pinkett Smith, fam. And I'm gonna tell you why I thought that, because every week, fam, she come out talking about he can't fuck, talking about his dick is trash, it ain't satisfying her. She had entanglements with a nigga from Louisiana. Like, she just every week. And like I said, as a content creator, but I understand the urge to want to make sure your shit is what everybody's talking about. Make sure your shit trending on Twitter. Make sure you get the monthly clicks and likes and shit like that. But you gotta have moral standards. You gotta have pride and dignity, fam. And when it comes to sacrificing your husband's image, sacrificing your husband's mental health, that's where you cross the motherfucking line. And I don't want to hear motherfuckers saying I'm digging too deep into it. If this nigga just sat there and told me that he contemplated suicide because he couldn't lose 5 to 10 fucking pounds, a nigga that wasn't even fucking fat, if this nigga contemplates off of his motherfucking self because his weight problems, you're not finna sit here and tell me that with the whole world laughing and pointing fingers at you having a erectile dysfunction or you can't satisfy your fucking wife, when the whole world knows that, nigga, there's something wrong. You can't tell me that suicide ain't crossing minds then. And I'm not trying to put that in the air for Will Smith, but that's instantly what I thought of. I always thought marriage and love was supposed to be about making sure that other person, you hold them up. You don't want them to feel no way. You don't want them to feel bad. You want to make sure they protected. You want to make sure they know that you love them. Now, I don't know. Maybe Will Smith is just a different nigga than me. A different cat. Way more, you know what I'm saying, way more put together in the head than myself and not taking this shit serious. Maybe he is. But when you sit here every motherfucking week as a wife, knowing that your husband, she had to fucking know. He ain't just telling the world this and she didn't know that he was thinking about offing himself because he couldn't lose some fucking weight. This ain't new news to fucking her. So you can't tell me as a wife, when you know that your husband went through this mental situation, mental episode, you can't tell me that the man that you love, you would turn around and then start telling the motherfucking world how you just ain't happy in your relationship for real. It's hard loving this nigga. Like, I mean, damn. Like, at a certain point in time, like, where is the real life Uncle Phil for this nigga? It's time to move on, B. Your kid's grown. Like, at this point, she can't even get you for the child support no more. It's there. It's you good. You've reached level 50. Like, you're there. At a certain point in time, we have to look at the facts. When niggas get to complaining, when niggas start wanting to take care of their mental, it's them complaining. Them not taking motherfuckers serious. But when you have visible evidence of a woman, a wife, a spouse, who everybody just 2-3 years ago was saying relationship goals for Will and Jada Pinkett Smith, it's visible evidence of this bitch degrading this nigga every motherfucking 2 weeks. Every first of the month, Jada Pinkett Smith coming at his head. Every time. Like, I'm not making this shit up. Why do I know? Why does 26-year-old OG Hatch, who lives in Phoenix, Arizona, who gets high, work out, go to work, why do I know that Will Smith ain't fucking Jada Pinkett Smith right? Why do I know that, fam? He's a fucking bad boy for life, bitch. Slow your fucking roll. Maybe he was tired that day. Fucking Mike Lowry, ho. But why do I know that, fam? I should not know about this. And it'd be one thing, this is the only time. It'd be one thing if she just stopped at the August Alsina shit. Niggas kind of forgot about that. Like, niggas have just been waiting on King Rich to come out. Niggas forgot that August Alsina was fucking Jada Pinkett Smith gumbo style, and she basically made Will Smith like a cuckold. Niggas forgot about that. But then when you just keep coming out talking to fucking Gwyneth Paltrow, why are you sitting up telling this white woman that your nigga ain't fucking you right? What the fuck? Like, it comes a certain point in time where she's crossed the line, Will. Like I said, I don't know. Maybe he just way more put together than me. I don't know. But why are you with her? You can't love her that much. We should know that she still loves Tupac. What? Nigga been dead for 30 years. What? Like, we should not know these things. I always felt as if a woman had respect for her husband, it should be certain shit she just wouldn't do and say. And even vice versa. Like, if a man loves his wife, there's just certain things he ain't gonna do and certain shit he not gonna say. You can't tell me this is what love is, fam. You can't tell me this is what marriage is all about. She's supposed to lie. If Will Smith ain't fucking her right, she's supposed to be like, that nigga's breaking my shit in. That's what she's supposed to be saying. Like, she's supposed to be your number one fan. She's supposed to be your number one supporter, your biggest hype man. She never supposed to call cap in public. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. Well, that's what the fuck I'm looking for. I wish I would be loving and taking care of a bitch, and she turn around her motherfucking me on her Instagram live one day and just talking about my dick ain't really what I thought it was. like my dick ain't it. Like, man, come on, man. Like, come on, man. Like, for real, man. It's I make this podcast. You know what I'm saying? I big up black men. I big up black women when they doing dope shit, when they doing good shit. I can't keep letting this woman belittle and degrade this man. I mean, damn, we ain't got that many left. We ain't got too many clean-cut niggas left. You know what I'm saying? We got Will Smith. We got Nick Cannon. You know what I mean? I thought we had Morant, but Morant, man, I lost a little bit of pride, man, when he was cool with his homeboy fucking his girl, man. He just dapped him up and shit. I wish I would dap up one of my homeboys who was fucking my girl after. Man, get the man. No, moving on, man. Moving on, man. But it's just Will Smith gotta move on, bro, because at this point in time, I don't even look at Will Smith as Will Smith, the phenomenal actor. I don't even look at Will Smith as the former dope rapper who became a successful ass rapper, entertainer. I don't look at him and see Hitch no more and Hancock and shit like that. When I see Will Smith, I see a corny ass nigga. All because I know what his wife is doing to him. All because I know what he's tolerating. When I see you tolerating blatant disrespect on the red, I can't respect you. I can't call you dope. It's just certain words I can't attach to your name because I know you don't hold yourself in the light that I held you in, my nigga. I held you as Will motherfucking Smith, a respected motherfucking black man that's taking Hollywood by storm. Now, you just look like a fucking fool. You look corny as fuck. You gotta do something. You gotta put your foot down, my nigga. Fuck King Rich. Rest in peace. I think that's Serena Williams and V. Yeah, rest in peace. God damn it. I'm talking shit about the wrong nigga. About the wrong nigga catching these bullets, man. But don't nobody care about the movies now. It's like bad promo. You got a movie coming out in 3 days and she coming out on national news talking about you just ain't fucking her right. That's bad promo. I don't want to see no tennis movie now, nigga. You better get the fucking fuck the acting, nigga. She needs to be fucked. Real shit, man. Moving on, man. Let's get into the fight weekend, man. I'm pumped about this shit, bro. I'm really motherfucking me pumped, man. It's been a big week for sports. You know, so I've been trying to stay away from these sports, man, just because I've been losing parlays like a motherfucker. That's one thing about this fight weekend, bro. I'm happy as fuck that it's approaching, but I'm nervous. I just been losing the parlay game, dog. And the way shit been going lately, I may not win ever again. Real motherfucking me talk. I bring up the parlays because it's the big fights. You know what I'm saying? Like I mentioned at the top of the podcast, man, you got Canelo Usman versus V Covington 2. You know what I'm saying? That the fight for our life, nigga, the return to Getchy. You know what I'm saying? The return to motherfucking Getchy, nigga. The horizon is amongst us, man, nigga. So it's a big fight. You know what I'm saying? It's going to bring up the racial culture again. You know what I'm saying? V Covington is known for being a Trump supporter. We're not in the midst of that anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really think it's going to be that. But he still was that dude that was doing that shit. And he's a hell of a fighter. That's one thing about V Covington. As much as you don't believe in what the fuck he believed in or didn't support his act and none of that bullshit, all that shit go out the window once he get in the octagon. That nigga's a hell of a motherfucking fighter, and he'll beat a lot of niggas' ass except Kamaru Usman. As much as I think Kamaru Usman gonna win this fight, it's a tough motherfucking fight. It can definitely go either motherfucking way. Just because I didn't see Kamaru get knocked before. But he always recover fast and end up winning the motherfucking fight. But V Covington's a dangerous motherfucker. Of course, I'm going with the nigga. I told y'all all the time, I'm always going with the black dude versus the white dude, unless it's Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. And that's true. So I'm going with Kamaru Usman. I'm putting big money on Usman, man. Let's go ahead and get this motherfucking white boy up out of there just for all the shit he talked in the past years. He ain't got the Trump train behind him right now, so let's go and get him up out of here and end his career real peaceful like. And on that same card, fam, you got fucking Rose Namajunas Thug Rose versus Zhang Weili, the rematch for the belt after she didn't kick Weili in her motherfucking head a few months ago and knocked her ass clean the fuck out. You got that fight. I'm be honest with you. I got Zhang Weili. I had Zhang Weili in the first fight, but she just got caught with some shit. And I just feel like she hit hard, fam. It's one thing that scares me, one thing that truly fucking scares me and when I watch MMA is the women that hit hard as fuck. That hit it and they built like fucking Mack trucks. Like, look up a picture of Zhang Weili, fam. And then go look at her fucking fight against Joanna Jędrzejczyk. My nigga, it's scary hours, fam. That's some shit that scare any nigga in the world. Real fucking tough. She hit hard as fuck. And I love Thug Rose, but I mean, she up there with one of the greatest women fighters of all time. But I just think that Zhang Weili hit that motherfucking hard to where she can get Thug Rose up out of her if she actually hit her. She didn't even hit her in the first fight. So she just got caught with some shit. But the big fight, the one that's a surefire barn brawler, motherfucking me slobber knocker, whatever the fuck them niggas be saying. One fight that's for sure gonna give us what we paid for is the Michael Chandler versus Justin Gaethje fight. Now they moved that to be the opening for the pay-per-view. That was just gonna be, you know what I'm saying, a fight before the main event, but they moved it to be the opener that came out just a few hours before I record this podcast. That's gonna be a big one. You know what I'm saying? They both have the similar fighting styles. They both some fucking headhunters. They both gonna go in there and try to get the job done. I don't see that fight going all motherfucking me 3 rounds. I really don't. I think that somebody's gonna get knocked the fuck out in the second round. I really do. I'm going for Michael Chandler just because I like Michael Chandler. Fan. It's something about Michael Chandler. I don't know if it's because he went to Mizzou. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if he got because he got STL ties. I don't know what it is. I honestly don't even think about that shit when I see him fight. But it's just something about this nigga that draws me to him. I like his demeanor. I like his fucking fighting style. I like all that shit. And I like Justin Gaethje too, but I just seen Justin Gaethje get hurt way too many times. Like way too many motherfucking times to actually put some money on Justin Gaethje. As tough as I think he is, it's just way too much, man. But that's Saturday night for UFC. Saturday night is the night for fights, man. It's truly what the fuck it is. Because as you got the Usman versus Covington 2 fight, it's rivaling. It's going to be rivaling for viewership against the Caleb Plant versus Canelo Alvarez fight. Now, excuse me, niggas getting parched. Now, even though those two fights are going to be rivaling each other, I kind of think it's unfair. You know, I honestly do. I think UFC going to get all the views. I would be really surprised if Canelo get more views than UFC, just because it's one fight compared to the fucking 3 I just named. And that's not even mentioning the dope ass fights they got on there. They got Frankie Edgar fighting and shit like that. Shane Burgos fight. Like, it's some stacked ass cards on this UFC card. I mean, stacked ass fights on the UFC card, I should say. But the Canelo Alvarez fight is a big one because he's going against Caleb Plant. I think he's from Buffalo, and it's to unify all the motherfucking belts. Canelo a beast. The niggas been having live ass face offs and shit like that, pushing and fighting and cussing each other out and shit like that. It's been some shit. Canelo been on one this whole little, you know what I'm saying, fighting press conference tour with this nigga. He trying to bully the little nigga. I ain't gonna fake it. I see what Canelo doing, but it's the thing with Canelo Alvarez, bro. I don't want to see Canelo versus Caleb Plant. I don't want to see Canelo versus anybody. I want to see Canelo versus, you know what I'm saying, Crawford. Canelo versus the Charlo twin. I want to see Canelo versus niggas I actually know. I want to see him against niggas that actually hit hard and that niggas think can actually have a puncher's chance against Canelo. Like, I ain't heard nobody say shit about Caleb Plant and him actually beating Canelo. I ain't heard nobody say niggas could possibly beat Canelo since the Triple G first fight. That's the last time I heard niggas say a nigga could actually beat Canelo Alvarez. Like, ever since then, niggas been on cruise control. Niggas talk about Floyd was picking fights. I mean, damn. But I love Canelo. I love Canelo. The only thing about Canelo that pisses me off, honestly, is that the nigga can speak English clear as fuck, but he answered every fucking question in Spanish. Like, come on, my nigga, get off that bullshit. Like, get off that bullshit. That's that arrogant shit I don't like. Like, if I'm asking you a question in English, my nigga, don't answer me in Spanish, bro. Like, now I'm offended. I'm fucking offended, man. Real shit. But it's a big night for fights. Like, so I got Canelo Alvarez beating Caleb Plant damn near easily. Like, damn near easily. On some real shit, I may just bet $1 on Caleb Plant just to beat Canelo and see what the fuck that payout gonna be. Because I just don't believe it's gonna happen, but I think if it do happen, he gonna make somebody rich as a motherfucker. Because I don't think nobody truly sees that happen. But it's a big ass fight, man. I said this weekend snuck up on niggas to being a big ass fight week. I didn't think it was gonna be that. Like last week, the UFC had another UFC pay-per-view event. They going back-to-back weeks with pay-per-view events, so I didn't expect that to happen. But when you look at the dates of all this shit happening, like November 6th is a big ass motherfucking day for sports. This weekend is gonna be crazy. You got the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Green Bay Packers. Like, these big motherfucking games. It's gonna be a sports fucking weekend, fam. I don't think a lot of motherfuckers even tripped off that shit. This shit's kind of crept up on niggas. You got the Lakers and shit, they clicking and shit like that. Shit looking all right. Shit looking all right, fam. I ain't gonna motherfucking be faking. But I'm ready for this weekend. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I gotta tap in with my boy X, man. See what the fuck he gonna be doing with these parlays, man. I gotta do something, yo. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is. I'm just losing. Like, I hate losing. Like, I don't have a gambling problem. I have a competitive problem. I'm like Jordan with this shit. I need to win just to be like, I won. Like, it don't even need to be a lot of money. I need to win just so I won that shit. So every time I lose a fucking bet and parlay, I go fucking crazy. I instantly deposit another couple dollars in that bitch because I gotta win something before I crash the fuck out. And I ain't won in like 2 to 3 weeks, fam. It's been scary for your motherfucking boy. Real motherfucking me talk. But moving on, man. Where you at with it, man? Let's go ahead and get to the Henry Ruggs story, man. Fuck, man. No matter how you look at this situation, man, from whatever point of view you're looking at it from, it is a sad situation. You know what I mean? There's going to be hundreds of lives impacted from this. From the young woman who lost her life, and also from Henry Ruggs III. If you don't know about Henry Ruggs is a wide receiver, I believe, for Las Vegas Raiders. NFL player. You know what I mean? That's really why this news broke airwaves. But at the end of the day, you hear somebody lost their life, you always want to send their prayers and condolences. So I do want to send my prayers and condolences to Tina Tinter. It was reported her name was Tina Tinter. I'm sending my prayers and condolences to her friends and families and loved ones, anybody she impacted positively. Here at the Until Further Notice podcast, we send our prayers and condolences. But Henry Ruggs, you know what I'm saying, it was reported that he was driving 156 miles per hour. Seconds prior to the crash, it left 23-year-old Tina Tinter dead. According to prosecutors, he also had a blood alcohol level twice the legal limit. And also there was a firearm that was recovered in the car. I came across reports a little bit before I start the podcast. But there was also a dog that was left dead at the scene as well. And man, Tina Tinter, like I said, 23 years old. Henry Ruggs was only 22, I believe. So you're talking about two young adults whose lives were impacted dramatically. One is dead. Tina Tinter is dead, fam. And Henry Ruggs just lost. If anything, his career is on hold, if not just over. If not just over. Money is lost. You know what I'm saying? So not only do you have to go with the simple fact that he just killed somebody in a way that you never want to kill. So you never want to kill somebody. But at least let it be some self-defense. Let it be some you protecting your family, but you was fearing for your life. When you kill somebody due to just driving drunk, you gotta live with that. And not everybody can live with that. We see time and time again motherfuckers breaking down their life being dramatically altered because of that. So not only did that take place, you're gonna be losing out on millions upon millions. You was the cash cow. You was the nigga gonna be setting generational wealth for your family. That's gone, or at least put on hold. But all that fails into comparison when you're talking about a young woman losing her life. Niggas only talking about the young woman, but as somebody who has a dog, I don't know if this was her dog. I don't know whose dog this was, but there was a dog that was killed because of this as well. So when you think about all this, man, it's fucking sad, bro. And I don't understand. You know, I say on the screen and say on this episode of Life Comes at You Fast. You know, I gotta do that because it's a sad situation. Sometimes you gotta laugh to keep yourself from crying. I come on here every fucking week and I tell y'all, fam, life is all about the decision that you make. And and also that life comes at you fast. Henry Ruggs, 22 years old in the NFL. Now that nigga arrested, facing a felony, multiple murder charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, life comes at you fast. Ain't nothing wrong with being a young 22-year-old getting money, trying to go out, get drunk, and live your life. Yeah, we got a game on Sunday, nigga. I'm lit. What's up? We popping. We just played. Fuck that. I'm going out tonight. I got energy, bitch. I'm 22. What's up? I only play a handful of snaps. Well, it don't matter. What's up? Ain't nothing wrong with going to go turn up. I feel you, my nigga. But I never will understand famous people, celebrities, professional athletes, niggas with paper. I don't even understand it with normal citizens. Why are you driving fucked up? Why are you driving with it? You know what I'm saying? Just super fucked up. It never makes sense. But when you talking to a nigga who got unlimited means and access, I mean, you talking about professional athletes, fam. As an organization, they have car services. They have motherfuckers who will come get you. You are a multi-million-dollar asset to them. They're not finna let you be driving around drunk if they know about it. So when I say life is all about decisions that you make in life, you can't be mad when you fuck off the bag when, nigga, all you had to do was call an Uber. All you had to do was have one of your homeboys with you and let them drive. All you had to do was call the team motherfucking hotline and get an escort. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. But then when you multiply that times, it was a firearm in the vehicle as well. Like, I never understand niggas. I tell niggas all the time, bro, anytime a gun is involved, some bad, stupid shit has happened. There's never there's never been a reason when a gun was involved and niggas was like, oh, okay. Like, it was just a smart thing. No, anytime a gun is involved, some dumb shit has happened. You can't tell me this ain't some dumb shit. You a 22-year-old wide receiver in the NFL. Not only are you driving drunk, you got pistols in the car? For what? Like, for what? I just don't understand niggas. I truly don't. And this ain't even a moment for me to try to understand Henry Ruggs. Because I will never understand this. Nigga, I don't want to hear niggas talking about 22 years old, he young. I don't know what type of niggas y'all was at 22. I wasn't a dumbass nigga at 22. I just wasn't. I thought about shit, fam. Like, that's just what I did. I thought about consequences and repercussions. And maybe that's what always separated me from, you know what I'm saying, other niggas doing shit that other niggas was doing. Because I used to sit back like, nah. I'm a nigga that can tell you, fam. You know the saying that if you can't do the time, don't do the crime. I can't do the time. Like, I'm that nigga. I can't do the time. I'm fucking Michael B. Jordan and Black Panther for real. Throw me in the water, nigga. I'd rather die and drown than do some fucking time. That's the type of nigga I am. So I don't do shit that's gonna land me in fucked up situations to where I'm going to jail and I gotta do time. I just don't do certain shit because I know what's gonna come from that. But I don't understand this situation, fam. You can't be a 22-year-old athlete, a 22-year-old black man in America who's been given an opportunity to change not only your life, but your loved ones and the people around you. And you piss it off on some 1942 Casamigos. You can't do that. Not for 1942 and Casamigos. Like, it'll never make sense to me, fam. It truly motherfucking doesn't. Only reason why niggas hopped in that car because he wanted the bitches at the club to see him in his whip. You can't even say it was for the Instagram picture no more because you can do that shit at the crib in the driveway. The only reason why Henry Ruggs was in his whip because he wanted the bitches at the club see him stunting, man. Come on, man. I know how the game go. Nigga, when I get my car washed, you best believe I'm at the stoplight looking real nice at them hoes. I know how the game go, nigga. You know what I'm saying? When I'm riding down my off day, I'm in the Jeep, nigga. I'm making sure the hoes see me at the stoplight. I don't give a fuck. So I know how the game go. I can only imagine what kind of car Henry Ruggs got. He in the NFL. At worst, what he got, a range, a G-Wagon, at worst. That's what these niggas riding in now. So it's like, when niggas throw away their life, the opportunity that they was given for dumb shit, I can't feel sorry for them. In this situation, bro, like I said, it's a horrible, sad motherfucking situation. But I feel so bad for Tina Tinter, bro. Once again, rest in peace to my prayers and condolences to her family. This situation just hit different for me, bro, because I could have been in this situation. I was in this situation. I could have been the person that died. Like I'm gonna go a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take y'all behind the curtain a little bit. You know, it's a personal journey, so I get a little bit deep on this motherfucker sometimes. I'm gonna tell you about two different situations. As I just talked about Henry Ruggs in this DUI situation, I myself had a DUI. Now, I know a lot of times motherfuckers come on here, they tell you about their situations. They always say they wasn't their fault. I mean, I was black, so. But no, in all seriousness, with my DUI situation, it was a New Year's Eve, New Year's night. Pulled up on this chick. We ride now, you know what I'm saying? New Year's niggas looking for the action. We trying to go get something to eat, then we're gonna look for the action and shit like that. Shit was popping. Niggas couldn't find nowhere to go. You know what I'm saying? I was still new out here, so I'm GPS shorty. I'm still GPS shorty now, but I was even more GPS shorty back then. But I was riding with this chick, and she wanted to control GPS for some strange reason. She just didn't want me to have GPS. So we steadily missing out the right turn and shit like that. Now, once we finally come to this particular turn, we was finna miss it, and my ass made a wide right turn. Like I said, it's New Year's Eve, fam. The boys is out. They waiting on niggas to just, nigga, put your hazards on by mistake, nigga. We on your ass. So they just waiting. As soon as I made the turn, whoop, whoop, they got on my ass, bro. One cop pulled me over. Next thing you know, he called back up. Long story short, niggas come up to the car, tap on the muffin window with guns drawn. Me, honestly, I tell people all the time, the only reason why I feel like I'm still alive is because the young woman I was with, she was mixed, you know, she was real light, you know what I'm saying? And she was a very, very attractive woman. So I honestly think that's what kind of saved my life that night. Because like I said, they came to the window, nigga, hands on pistols. I'm a big dude. Anybody that know me, I'm 6'3", 250, 245 right now. But at that time, I was like 260, 270, 6'3", 260, 270. Feeling myself. You know how that shit go. Once they get me pulled out the car, they put 2 sets of handcuffs on me. All the good shit. You know how the game go. My DUI was because my car smelled like weed. At that point in time, I was living with somebody, couldn't smoke in the house, so the car was, hot boxing the whip. You know how that shit go. I did that shit 4 times a day. Car gonna smell like weed for years, nigga. But that's how I got my DUI. Out here in Arizona, they take that shit very motherfucking serious. So that's how I got my DUI. So that's the first thing I thought about when I seen that he had DUI. Anytime I see somebody with DUI, I think about my situation, how every situation is different. You don't have to be fucked up or even drunk or even under the influence to get a DUI. Well, my shit smelled like weed. I smoked in my car on the daily. And the weed was gonna be in my system, so when they test me, I'm gonna fail that bitch. It was just a fucked up situation to be in on my end. But I have to take accountability for that, just to be like, I shouldn't even made the wide right turn in the first place. Like that's where I fucked up at. But the next situation that really made me think harder about this situation about the victim, Tina Tinter, a lot of y'all don't even know, you know what I mean? But a few of y'all know, people that's close to me. A lot of y'all people that's this podcast don't even know me, fam. Like I said, y'all in different countries around the world. I still don't know how that shit happened, but I love y'all, man, and thank you for tapping in and fucking with the kid. But a few years ago, it was actually the same night LeBron James, came to the Lakers. I think that was 2018, July 1st, 2018. I was in a real bad car accident, fam. Which left me to this day. I have nerve damage in my back. My back is fucked up. Like it leaves me in pain and feeling hopeless at times. But the car accident was real bad, fam. I got hit by somebody who claimed they fell asleep at the wheel. But as somebody from St. Louis, somebody from the trenches, somebody that had been around certain motherfuckers who had a certain lifestyle, I know a base head when I see one. Or I know somebody who's under the influence when I see one. And that's what this person was. You know what I mean? I was in my first Jeep. They came, hit me, totaled me out. I spun out, hit 3 other cars. I was fucked up. And I had just got the bigger Jeep. I was previously had a smaller Kia Optima. If I was in the Kia Optima, I would have been dead, man. There's a good chance I would have been dead. If a nigga come and total out your Jeep, I had a Jeep, fam. If a nigga come total your Jeep out from behind, yeah. If I was in my little small luxury car, I could have died, fam. And at that time, I was only 2018, I'm 2016 now. So what was that? 4 years ago. So I was 22. 22 years old. It would have been 22-year-old Deontay Hatch dead from DUI, drugs, beer, alcohol. That's what the story would have been. So when I sit back and I'm reading this and I'm thinking about a young 23-year-old woman who lost her life, who could have just been trying to get home. That's all I was trying to do. Leaving my people's crib from washing clothes, fam. Just trying to get home type shit. And got into a vicious accident. Just like that, my life was flashing before my fucking eyes. And when you hear about this nigga was driving 156 miles per hour, where are you going? Where are you going? like, say you didn't even have an accident. Where are you going to where you going? You driving 156 miles per hour. Nigga, even when I'm late for work, I'm not going over 60. Man. I mean, they don't have to dock my pay. Fuck the bullshit. But it just makes me think, fam, it could have been me. And it almost was. It truly almost was, fam. And I just think a lot of times people don't think about the shit that can happen from decisions that they make, man. Like this podcast, I was talking to one of my homeboys earlier, man. He was telling me, shout out my nigga Brad, man. Shout out my nigga B Faisal, man. He was kind of telling me, you know what I'm saying, some shit that people I should bring onto the pod, and the things we'll talk about and things like that. And I felt them, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, nigga, bring it on here. We'd be having a good ass time. But that ain't what this pod about, man. That ain't what this pod about. This podcast is about the real shit that's going on that people either don't pay attention to or don't give enough credence to. Because I know niggas that every weekend at least drive drunk and impaired and fucked up. And I ain't trying to be niggas' daddy. I ain't trying to be the nigga that's on here talking about some, you gotta do this, son. You ain't shit because you do this. Nah, I'm not saying that, bro. I done drove high as fuck before. But I don't at those times, I wasn't thinking about who I could fuck up. And it ain't even about fucking up the whip. You can get a new car. But when you fucking kill somebody, you took somebody's daughter or son, somebody's mama, daddy, grandma, grandfather. You know what I'm saying? Like it get deeper than that. So that's what this pod is about. This pod is about making sure, yeah, we have our laugh and jokes, and I crack my jokes every once in a while, but we talk about the real shit on here. And the real shit that's going on besides fight week, besides NBA season, NFL season, last week's episode, all that's bullshit. The real shit that's going on is Henry Ruggs just killed the woman. He just killed the woman and a dog, driving drunk. And if you think this is gonna go away, he gonna get a slap on the wrist, you're kidding yourself, my nigga. This was in Vegas. Vegas don't play about that shit. And not only this is in Vegas, this is an NFL player, somebody with some clout, somebody with some type of name. They gotta make an example out of you, my nigga. And I can't sit back and be like, free that nigga Henry. Nah, I can't do that. Nah, not for you. What I can say is rest in peace to Tina Tinter. Rest in peace to dog. I'm mad I don't have the dog name. Like, that's what I gotta say. And it's like niggas don't think about the decisions that they make on a day-to-day basis, man. I tell you that each and every time. Last week's episode with Big Keith, we said it. When you get an opportunity, fam, you gotta hold on to that shit. And you gotta ride that shit full tilt boogie, man. You can't take advantage of this shit, man. Like, you can't. I know niggas that's starving to make the NFL. Starving to make the NFL. Niggas that they right kitty to get to the NFL. But when you can't make it and then blow it off because you want to ride 156 miles per hour in your car with pistols and shit like you a hood nigga. I don't even know hood niggas that do stupid shit like that. Fuck you driving that fast for and you ride dirty? Oh. Man, who raised you niggas, man? Sometimes I really have to question that shit. Real talk, man. But rest in peace again to Tina Tinter. Rest in peace to that dog. Send my prayers and condolences to her family. Anyone she impacted positively, man. Yeah, man. That shit just made me think about my situations, man. Like I said, that's one thing about me being in Arizona. And another reason why I started this podcast, man, because I used to think like I could die out here. And a lot of my niggas and a lot of my family and friends back at the crib in St. Louis wouldn't even know. Niggas still think Hatch doing good. Hatch out here living his life. La vida loca. No, Hatch is dead. That's what motherfuckers would have been thinking about. So that's why I wanted to make sure I made this podcast, bro. So when I'm gone, when I'm dead, motherfuckers can come back and watch this shit and hear the free game I was giving them type shit. You know what I'm saying? And just understand where I was coming from, what type of person I really was. And when you hear about people losing their life at 23 years old, just trying to get home type shit was a normal day. Shit's sad, man. It make you think about the other shit that's really going on in these motherfucking churches, man. Real shit. Moving on, man. Let's get into the baby. The gays, man. The gays like the baby again. It's a nasty situation, B. The LGBT, I just found there was like 2 more layers on there. It's LGBTQIA, I think. I think it's LGBTQIA, bro. Shout out to them. Shout out to the motherfucking LGBTQIA, man. They got power that I didn't think was possible. But they came out with a fucking press or release or some shit statement. Talking about they supporting the baby again. It's cool for them to perform and shit like that. And I read that shit. Because I was like, yo, this is wild. Like, first of all, who is the head of the LGBTQIA community? Like, remember, you know how like Black Lives Matter? Who ran that shit? Who was the leader of that shit? If there was just some shit that niggas was saying was an organization. It's the same thing with the LGBTQIA letters and all them other letters and numbers and shit and hieroglyphics and pound signs and all that good shit. But who runs that shit? Like, if I send an email, do I say, hey, such and such at LGBTQIA personnel, or do I just say here at HR? Like, who's really making decisions in that motherfucker? But they came out with the presser, and it made me think, like, it made me think just how fucked up this shit is, because who the fuck is the LGBTQIA community to be like, all right, now you cool, now you touchable again, like now y'all can fuck with this nigga? Like, don't nobody find that just weird as fucking odd? Don't nobody ever find, like, motherfuckers they did all this equality shit. It's not even just about the LGBTQIA right here. This is about the hypocrisy that goes on in the world. Like motherfuckers be bitching and complaining about not being in certain situations, and the people having the ability to have impact on their lives just because they don't like them type shit. That's all motherfuckers be fighting against. You know what I'm saying? On every day. It don't matter if you black, white, gay, straight, fat, skinny, tall or short, rich or broke. Niggas is always talking about how somebody over them got direct influence over them because they don't like them or whether they like them or not type shit. And the LGBTQIA people just did the same shit with the baby. He said some shit they didn't like, so they raised hell on this nigga name. He was untouchable. He was getting kicked off all these concerts and festivals and shit during the quarantine. So you know that was pretty much all his money. Wasn't no back ends from the clubs and shit like that. No, this was all festival money. Ain't nobody touring and shit like that. So he was really relying on this shit. Not, this is the baby, so he getting money from streaming and shit like that. But it's real money coming from festivals and performing and shit, especially during quarantine. And they impacted that like a motherfucker. To the point Dave Chappelle had to come do stand-ups and make jokes about it. To the point where niggas on social media like, all right, y'all, let the nigga eat at least. I talked about on the podcast episodes ago. He shouldn't have said what he said because he didn't have to say the shit. He could just perform this song and kept it going. But shit happens. But so now that his money has been impacted, now that he's been the butt of so many jokes, now that he's have negative media and tabloids and shit about him, now they can come out with a release saying, okay, you can fuck with him now. Who gave them the button to press on motherfuckers' careers is what I'm saying. Because niggas been fighting to end this. Niggas been fighting to end this whole notion that somebody can have direct impact over your life, whether it's going to be financial beneficial or not, whether or not they like you. That's what the fights are all about. Every fight is about that. That's what the Me Too movement was about. That's what the whole discrimination against the LGBTQIA community is about. That's what all this shit is about. That's what about women in the workplace, black people in the workplace, Black Lives Matter. All this shit is around that right there. The people that people have the influence of over your life on whether or not they like you or not. That's what all this shit is about. So the simple fact that the LGBTQIA community could turn around and dictate whether or not niggas could fuck with the baby or the baby could go perform at these festivals and big venues and shit like that, that's fucking crazy to me. And the fact that nobody talks about it is fucking crazy to me. Who the fuck gave them the power to do that? And we can't say it don't exist because that definitely fucking happened. Hell, in the fucking Halloween Kills, niggas was making a big hoopla about Michael Myers killing a gay couple. What the niggas can't die now too? I mean, damn. So it's just wild to me, fam. It truly is wild to me. And I had to make sure I brought on the podcast because I'm like, I don't think niggas is actually understanding what the fuck is going on. Every time it feel like a motherfucker is fighting a good fight for equality and fighting to abolish certain acts and abolish certain rules and shit like that, all they ever do is get into a position of power and do the same shit. That's all they fucking do. And it's like, don't nobody ever fucking hold them accountable for the shit. Like I said, once again, I have no problem with gays, anybody in the LGBTQIA community. Like I said, I know I crack jokes because that's just how I am. This shit not even on purpose. That's just how I talk. I just gotta laugh at my own shit sometimes. But it's just, like I said, I'm not gonna say the whole cliche. I got gay family members. Everybody got gay family members, bitch. I don't have to say that. It's just, I stand for what's right. You know what I mean? It don't matter who it's against, who it's coming from. I stand for what's right. And the shit that they did to the baby, the shit they doing to the baby, trying to clean it up, is not right. It's not. Just because we didn't want white people in that position, don't mean we want gay people in that position. Nobody should be in that position to dictate how a motherfucker's career go, how a motherfucker's life go, whether somebody lives or dies. None of that. None of that on no level. White, black, gay, straight, fat, tall, skinny, you know what I'm saying? Fat, you know what I'm saying? Rich, broke. Whether you drive a Challenger or a Jeep, it don't matter. It don't fucking matter. You like basketball, football, it don't matter. Nobody should have that fucking power. And motherfuckers, I ain't going through all this motherfucker me fighting to get the white people out the chair. They put some fucking gay people in the chair. No, I want the chair empty, bitch. Burn the chair down. Burn that bitch to the motherfucking ground, man. It's just a nasty ass situation, bro. It truly motherfucking is, man. I'm wilding the fuck out. I'm moving on, man. Advice of the week, man. You know, I was, I was chilling one day, and this shit just popped in my head. And when I say one day, this really popped in my head weeks ago. But I didn't want to bring on the podcast because I don't know. I just didn't want to offend nobody. But now I'm just like, fuck it. Now I'm just like, fuck it. My advice of the week, man, is never trust them black ass dudes with the yellow eyes, man. I don't know what I don't even know how they accomplished that shit. Do not trust them nocturnal ass niggas, man. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just being real. I ain't never heard or seen shit good come from them black ass niggas with the yellow eyes, man. Real shit. I just ain't never seen it. I love Lil Boosie. We got the same last name. I damn near feel like we related. I don't know too many black people named Hatch. And we both don't give a fuck what we got to say. We let you know exactly how we feel. But Boosie is a toxic ass nigga. And this is from one toxic nigga to another. Louisiana toxic niggas is just different. And Boosie is one of them black ass niggas with the yellow eyes. I don't even know how that's possible. Every nigga I know that's black as fuck with yellow eyes is from the trenches. I ain't never met a well-off nigga that's black as fuck with yellow eyes. Never seen it. And I ain't even try, because I think somebody told me that's like some type of disease or some shit. They got some type of illness or some shit. So I ain't trying to, you know what I'm saying, get on your case about having some yellow ass eyes. That ain't the case. I'm just spitting the facts that it ain't too many of you niggas with yellow eyes that's honest. that's some honest and honorable men. You niggas is savages. You niggas is stealing cars in broad day and helping niggas look for it type shit. How the fuck y'all do? Don't trust them nocturnal ass niggas, man. I don't know how that shit is accomplished. How is your eyes yellow? I don't know. But you niggas is heathens. I ain't never seen a good, honest nigga with yellow eyes. I'm sorry. I just haven't. And I ain't trying to talk shit, but hey, man, nigga. Facts is facts, Jack. Real motherfucking talk. Oh, shit. Niggas ain't gonna like that one, boy. Call up some nocturnal ass nigga. That's hella funny. Hell no. Moving on, man. Moving on, man. Let's get to NFL review. NFL and NBA right fast. Man, I ain't gonna stay on this shit too much longer, bro. With NFL, I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what's going on with Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the receivers. I don't know if it's the people scheming for them now. I don't know what it is with Patrick Mahomes and them. You know, I went to school out there. I went to school in St. Joseph, Missouri, right on the outskirts of Kansas City, Missouri. So that's why when people see me with a Kansas City Chiefs hoodie on, I wear it because I went to school out there. And I fucked with the vibe. And I appreciated how much of a sports town it was, even in St. Joe. It's on the outskirts of Kansas City. But I was out there in 2013, 2014 when they had Alex Smith. Well, they was a good team, but they always fell short. It was always something. It was always hella penalties. It was always something with them niggas. Alex Smith would get hurt. Or them niggas just flame the fuck out in the playoffs after having a 13-3 season, 14-2, 12-4. Like, it was always something for like 4 to 5 years straight before Patty Mahomes came to them niggas. And a part of me feel like, in the NFL, when niggas scheme for you and shit like that, when niggas say they figured you out, they get you. They got you type shit. Now, I know everybody's saying all they're doing right now is putting two safeties back there and making them and making Patty Mahomes do some other shit. The Buccaneers did in the Super Bowl, and everybody been doing it ever since, and them niggas been looking kind of suspect. Put two safeties back there and double team Travis Kelce, you can beat the Chiefs. Defense ain't shit. So a part of me think is that, you know what I mean? But a part of me also remember the time to where Kansas City just couldn't get over the hump. And it just felt like when they got Patty Mahomes, it was like it was a team that couldn't get over the hump that got over that motherfucker. But they only got one ring. Now they been twice, won and lost one, been in some championship games and shit like that. So a part of me is like, is this an overreaction? Is this a nigga? It's the NFL. They was very fucking successful for 4 to 5 years any fucking way. Like, they just got to retool that motherfucker. But when I say Patrick Mahomes, fam, and I think about the time we in, it's like everybody is, when they say, what have you done for me lately? That's kind of what I feel like niggas is doing to Patrick Mahomes. And I feel like his what have you done for me lately ain't last year, the year before, the Super Bowl appearances, none of that shit. They talking about last week. Like, the way motherfuckers talk about Patrick Mahomes now, it's damn near comical. Because when I watch the games, there are plays he shouldn't be making, but a lot of that shit is niggas ain't catching the ball. I just seen him throw at least 4 picks this year to where it's going through niggas' hands. Now, you can blame it on him doing some extra shit, throwing that bitch hella hard and hella fast and hella wild and all types of shit. But as a nigga that played football, I don't give a fuck how the ball get out the quarterback hand. If that motherfucker come in your area and come in your hands, you need to catch that. And I've been talking about the Chiefs all year. They should have started off the season 0-3. They've been losing. They barely just beat the Giants, what was it, 20-16 or 20-17? Like, it's looking kind of rough. So when you combine that with Tom Brady still going crazy, the questions were, will we ever see somebody do what Tom Brady's done? 6 championships, all the records, all that good shit. And when Patty Mahomes hit the scene, niggas said Patty Mahomes. And I could see it because he started off so fucking hot. And you didn't see it. You didn't see the train stop anytime soon. They had Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. They was bringing in, they had Sammy Watkins, and they was bringing niggas in to fill that other spot. And it's like this year is the only year that they really haven't done that. But when you see that and you see the way that this is going now, it just makes me think even more about Tom Brady and what the greatest he's put on. Because niggas forget, after he had won his last ring, well, shit, before they won this nigga done won so many motherfucking times. God damn. He had like a 10-year gap of no rings. Tom Brady went like 10 years of not winning a championship and still ended up coming back and winning like 3 more. Like, so it can be done for Patty Mahomes. I just don't see it. Just because when I'm watching them now, I just don't know what I'm watching. Like, I don't know if I got to see this season play out there and see what he do next season to have a better understanding of what the fuck is going on in Kansas City. But it's like, as of right now, I don't know what to make of this. I don't know if it's him. I don't know if it's the scheme. I know the defense is ass, so the defense can always be better. And maybe that's just truly what it is. Maybe if they had a solid enough defense, niggas would be good money. But when I watch him, it's something about that shit that's getting kind of played out. I don't know if it's Andy Reid, these trick plays that ain't working. I don't know what the fuck it is. But he gonna have to do something, man. The Buccaneers just lost to who the fuck they lose to? Who the fuck the Buccaneers just lose to? Again, they shouldn't. The Saints. They lost against the Saints. Jameis Winston went down early with a torn ACL on one of the most crazy horse collar tackles I've ever seen. I didn't think it was a real horse collar, but the real thing is that Jameis got hurt. Jameis got hurt, and I think it was Trevor Simeon came in there and beat Tom Brady. That's what the fuck he did. The Buccaneers defense as well isn't that fucking great. But for Trevor Simeon to go in there to go into the game and beat Tom Brady, I just didn't see that happen. Tom Brady ended the game throwing a fucking pick. Ended their chance throwing the pick. It was one of those games for somebody that's been doing a lot of great shit. He just had one of those bad games. And it was only a bad game because he ended up throwing a pick six and another pick. Like he just had he threw some balls that Tom Brady usually don't throw. He was throwing them before he actually read the shit. And that was kind of surprising. But it happens. You know what I'm saying? In the 17-game season, you expect niggas to at least fuck up once or twice. Even Tom Brady. I've seen him do it many, many times before. But that's it. You know, the Cardinals ended up losing. They lost to the Packers on the last minute crazy ass no catch. Like, don't get me started with that. I lost so much money on that fucking game, bro. Don't even get me started on that bullshit. Niggas is now on how you know how the fuck you a receiver? You not in communication with your fucking quarterback on a game winning touchdown potentially. Like what the fuck else are you paying attention to? What else is on your mind, nigga? Like what the fuck else is on your mind? He pulled J.R. Smith. That was the football equivalent of what J.R. Smith did in the finals when he forgot the clock. That was basically the equivalent of that shit. But for the most part, you know, Cowboys is still Cowboys. They won in the game. Dak didn't play. They went in there and won. I had them win that game as well, so I was happy they pulled that out. But football season been pretty much it's picking up. It's staying pretty, you know what I'm saying, pretty even keel. You know, it's been lit this whole time out, and it's staying that way. I can't wait to see once we get close to the playoffs and see what's really going on, what this playoff picture start to look like. Because with the Cowboys, I told you I'm gonna watch the Hard Knocks, fam. As much as the Cowboys is a joke, I honestly believe that Hard Knock shit gave them a boost. You know what I'm saying? I honestly feel like that. I feel like when that happened, I feel like it gave them it just gave them a sense of team camaraderie and team unity, knowing that they was in training camp and that shit was being televised and niggas had to have a certain type of focus all through training camp because they knew it was being recorded. And I just feel like that helped them. This team look good. So I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm still waiting on the tragedy to happen that happens every year with this whole Dak Prescott shit. Maybe if he don't come back and play. But they look good, fam. I'm not gonna knock them. I want Zeke to do something. You know what I'm saying? I want Zeke to at least go to the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Just to say a nigga from St. Louis did it. You know what I'm saying? That's truly what the fuck I want. Moving on to the NBA. What we got in the NBA right now? Man, I just got through watching the motherfucking Nuggets and Grizzlies game. I had that on the big screen while I was recording. Ja Morant, I'm gonna say this because I don't want to stand this shit too much longer. He got quicker and wrap this shit up. Ja Morant is different. Like, and we say that about a lot of niggas in the NBA, but he's different. Like, I can honestly say I've been blessed enough to see with my own eyes, up close and personal, nigga, a few seats up from the hardwood. With these on my very two eyes, bro, I've been in person to see Devin Booker, Chris Paul, LeBron James, twice, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, the whole Golden State. Now they had Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, Steph Curry. I seen all these niggas in person. I seen it. I was there when Russell Westbrook set the record, the season average for triple doubles. I was in the building. I seen Steph Curry start the game off with 12 straight points. I seen LeBron in person. I seen Kevin Durant go for 35. I seen Kobe, my nigga, drop 34 points in 3 quarters. I seen Isaiah Thomas. Like, I seen all these niggas, fam. And I told myself, like, I won't go to another NBA game unless it's the playoffs because there's not another player in the NBA I would spend my money to go see. I pretty much seen the whole top 10 NBA players. But Ja Morant, I'm spending money to see Ja Morant. Excuse me. I'm spending my money to see Ja Morant play basketball, fam. He is different. I've never seen an NBA player like Ja Morant. If you got a comparison, let me know. There's not an NBA player in NBA history that plays like Ja Morant. Not at the point guard position. I'm sorry. I've never seen it. He not big. He not fat. He not super fast. I don't know how the fuck he does it, but he's doing it. He's too explosive. He very well may be more explosive than D Rose was, bro. I know it may sound crazy. The play style is different. D Rose went up in the air and did all the fancy schmancy layup packages that niggas loved. I didn't like the shit like that. I was like, I knew the shit was gonna last long. That's why I didn't like it. Did the shit look nice? Of course. But as a nigga that just knew history, I was like, he not gonna last long. Sure enough, he didn't last long. But it's like with Ja Morant, his explosiveness is just different. It's like it's stronger type shit. Like he going up to dunk that bitch. I'm seeing Ja Morant explode. One thing I seen about Jordan, they was talking about how Jordan was so explosive, how it didn't take him many steps to get explosive. Like he'd literally just turn around and jump and be like hella high in the air. They talk about the play against the Knicks when he faked them niggas out on the baseline and came and one-handed that bitch on Ewing. That's kind of how I feel about Ja Morant. He don't need no space to take off. He can just turn around and jump on your fucking head. We've never seen that from a point guard before. And he's not tall. I think Ja like what 6'1", 6'2" at the most. So it's like when I see Ja Morant, fam, I said it when a nigga was drafted. I said he was gonna be better than Zion Williamson. I said the shit. Niggas can call me cap all they want. I said the shit. I got laughed at in my face when I said the shit. Now niggas is starting to agree with the fuck I was saying. Ja Morant different, dog. He's the young nigga that I look at like ain't no bitch in him. He from day one he been leading his team to the playoffs. Like he doing some shit. He's doing some shit. It's only two niggas I watch spend my money on. It's Ja Morant number one and Anthony Edwards number two. Them two niggas right there, they gonna be a problem for a long motherfucking time, man. Real shit. What else is going on in the NBA before I move on to quick hitters, man? Lakers are starting to win. They put some wins together. I think they 5-3 now. Just won their last game against the Houston Rockets. LeBron going crazy. It's crazy as fuck to see what he's doing in year 19. He's dunking like a motherfucker. His jumper was starting off. His 3-point shot was looking real good at first. Then he went to a big ass like 1 for 15 streak from three. But he picked it back up last night. Went 2 for 4 from three. Bron I'm not gonna stay on Bron, man. I feel like I talked about Bron so much on this podcast, man. But Bron is the best athlete I've ever seen in my life. There's never been an athlete that checked the boxes that LeBron checks, fam. It's always, even if the nigga was fast, he was skinny and long, nigga say he need size. Nigga was big and wasn't that fast. Nigga say he need to pick up some speed. It was always something. If a nigga had all the physical gifts in the world but just didn't have a basketball IQ, niggas will point that out. It's always something with an athlete. It's rare that you can just check every motherfucking box. It's rare. When you talk about LeBron, bro, you're talking about physical beast. Size is crazy. Speed is crazy. Athleticism is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like durability is crazy. IQ is crazy. Leadership crazy. Like everything, any box you want to have, LeBron checks that shit off. Like I honestly sat back and I was just thinking like anybody that just came to mind like that, and I was probably like Jim Brown, probably. Jim Brown probably the only other nigga you can honestly be like checks every single box. Because I even thought about Deion Sanders, but Deion wasn't that big. So niggas can always be like, I just want Deion to be bigger. Nigga can say that. No matter if it'll help him or not, but it's the simple fact that you can't add shit to LeBron. What can you add? I don't hear niggas talking about that killer ass, but the nigga's a killer, bro. He just wasn't a serial killer like Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. He's a killer. He's probably one of the most deadliest niggas in the league right now. And it's been like that for a long time. Like, I don't know who too many niggas. That's a killer more than LeBron in this league. But it's just it's either him or Jim Brown. And I gotta put him over Jim Brown because he played way longer than Jim Brown. Niggas forget Jim Brown retired at 30 or some shit like that when it started making movies and something like that. If it was 30, it was probably like 28, 29 or some shit like that. But LeBron looking good. You know what I'm saying? Russell Westbrook starting to clean it up a little bit. We're going to get to that in the quick hitters and shit like that. But Russell, he keep picking up. I think I seen over his last, let me read this shit. Over his last 5 games, I had to make sure I brought this on the podcast. Russell Westbrook's last 5 games with the Lakers, he's averaging 23.8 points per game, 9.4 rebounds per game, and 8.4 assists per game. So he basically putting up his OKC stats when he had Kevin Durant. That's basically what the fuck Russell Westbrook's doing. And we'll take that. We'll take that 7 days of the week, my nigga, and twice on Sundays. But it's the NBA it's in a weird space right now, bro. It's a lot of shit that's going on in the NBA I didn't expect. It's a lot of niggas that usually shoot the leather off the ball that's missing like a motherfucker. Dame ain't making no shots. Niggas is missing free throws out the ass. I've heard people say it's about the ball change. It feel a little bit different. It's just a lot of shit going on. It's teams winning, and I didn't think it was going to be winning. It's teams losing, and I didn't think it was going to be losing like that. Like the NBA is kind of it's on his ass right now. It's on top of his head. You know what I'm saying? So I think as the season goes on, it'll start to look how we all kind of figured this shit would look. But right now, I mean, the Washington Wizards looking like a motherfucking contender. Nigga Kuzma averaging 16 and 12 or some shit like that. Like, yeah, it's getting spooky in the NBA right now. But it's good entertainment, good NBA, and I love to see it, man. Real shit. Moving on, man. Let's get the quick hitters in so we can wrap this motherfucker on out, man. Get the fuck up out of here. What we got? We got Odell Beckham Jr., fam. Odell Beckham Jr., OB motherfucking J. You know, you got a lot of people talking about free Odell Beckham Jr. You know what I'm saying? Today was November 2nd. They had the trade deadline in the NFL. A lot of people were hoping he would get moved just because they feel like he's not being used enough in Cleveland, which he's not. As much as I'm not a big Odell Beckham Jr. fan, when he can't go a game only getting 1 target, 2 targets, I don't give a fuck who's guarding him. Throw it to him at least 6 times a game. That's Mando. That's Mando. Devontae Adams get hella targets here. But Odell Beckham Jr., he going through it. He going through kind of a career crisis, I should say. Now, from my point of view, I've never been an Odell Beckham Jr. fan. I always thought he made his name off one play. That one-hand catch against the Cowboys, I think it was. The catch heard around the world type shit. And I always felt like that. I always felt it was way more receivers that was better than Odell Beckham Jr. I always felt like he just was he was in a nice market. He was in the New York Giants, and he made the right play at the right time for the right team. Against the right team as well. But to me, when you look at Odell Beckham Jr. career, besides that catch, it ain't really shit to talk about. Like, I know he was in New York getting some yardage and catches and shit like that, but who else was they going to throw the ball to? After he made that one-hand catch, he was the star receiver. So it's like you got to throw that nigga the ball. And even then, his numbers wasn't that crazy to me. And I know he was on pay. His shit was like on some do this, the fastest to do this, or in this amount of games, he's the first to do this. Like, I know that shit sounded good and that shit looked good at the time, but that shit don't mean nothing to me. When I seen him in playoff games, he dropped the ball. I don't care about the one-hand catches in the pregame and shit like that because you're not doing that shit in the game. So with everybody saying free OBJ, get him out of Cleveland, Baker Mayfield not the quarterback for him. I mean, it may be some real shit to that. But I also just don't like, to me, Odell Beckham Jr. is the same nigga as Juju Smith-Schuster, fam. Same nigga. 2 TikTok dancing ass niggas who made their name off antics. Yeah. Made their name off antics. Now, can them niggas play? Of course. Juju Smith-Schuster not whack. But he not a number 1 wide receiver. Antonio Brown wasn't lying. Odell Beckham Jr. not whack. But he not, if he your best receiver, you not finna be shit. That's just a fact. That just is what it is. He's a home run. To me, he a home run receiver. Get that nigga a quick slant. He gonna take across the middle. He gonna take that bitch to the crib. Give him a nice post route. He gonna take that bitch to the crib. But he ain't surefire hands to me. He ain't catching that bitch all the time to me. His route run ain't that fucking pristine to me. But it's sad to see an organization have the power over an athlete's career, like the way that the Browns are showing they have, by not trading him, not making sure he's a focal point in their offense, and not releasing him. Like at this point, release the nigga if you're not gonna give him the ball. Release the nigga if you know he don't want to be there. Release the nigga if you know it's gonna hurt your team down the line, knowing now you finna fuck up the chemistry because now you know he really don't want to be there. His dad making videos and shit, talking shit about Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield's wife liking the shit as defending Baker Mayfield. So it's gonna be a nasty situation. So when you just see somebody in a quote unquote physical prime who had a legacy, no matter if I feel like it was well deserved or not, the man had a name, he had a legacy, he had some clout. And to see that shit's is getting tainted and taken away from some shit that he really can't control, as a former athlete, I sympathize with that. So all the shit talking I did about Odell Beckham Jr. in the past, man, that shit go out the window. Because right now, he's a victim. He's a victim to motherfuckers tainting his career. No matter how good I think his career was going to be, the simple fact that he can't be the reason why shit is fucked up, I gotta sympathize with that. Now, I done seen plenty of players from this season that Odell Beckham Jr. just dropped. I done seen it. But it ain't enough to the point to where it's his fault type shit. It's clear that when you got talent like Odell Beckham Jr. or even a name like Odell Beckham Jr. at wide receiver, you gotta throw a nigga the ball, fam. I seen reports that Baker don't even throw this nigga the ball at practice. How you don't throw your best receiver the ball at practice? Like Jarvis Landry hurt. So how the fuck you don't throw OBJ the ball at practice? If you don't throw me the ball at practice, bro, I know you're not gonna throw me the ball in the game. Like that's just a known fact. So it's just sad to see what the fuck is going on in Cleveland. Hopefully, by the time I come back on here next week, OBJ is released and he can go to a team that he actually needs to go to. And we can start to judge him based upon the shit he's actually doing on the field. Because right now, he out there, but he ain't doing shit, just running around sweating. Like, he ain't doing shit to really damage his career. The Cleveland Browns is hurting his career, but not even getting a nigga opportunity to shine or fuck up. You gotta give him an opportunity to fuck up at least. That's all you nigga can ask, man. Real shit. Moving on. Staying with the football. Another wide receiver, Calvin Ridley. Calvin Ridley, stepping away from football. Focus on his mental health, mental well-being. I pulled up the quote, but I don't really want to read that shit. Main reason why I want to bring this up on the podcast is because this is something that's been happening a lot lately. A lot of athletes are stepping away, have no problem stepping away to focus on their mental health. And I have no, you know what I'm saying? I don't feel a way about it either way. Obviously, this podcast is real big on mental health. I talk about my mental health all the time, and I encourage everybody else to deal with theirs as well. So I support him in that fashion that he's taking care of himself. That's first and foremost. That's the most important thing. But I think it's important to realize that when you see all these athletes doing this, and honestly, I think it's important to know how much money they get. Not like literally, like how much is Calvin really getting paid. It's these people, these athletes getting so much money, fam, that they don't have to go through the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, when niggas didn't have all the money, when they wasn't paying the millions upon millions and shit like that, niggas had to continuously go through the bullshit just to keep feeding their family. Nowadays, if you sign an $80 million contract in the NFL and you get $45 million guaranteed, that's $45 million. Like that's $45 million. So nigga ain't finna keep wanting to get up every motherfucking day and go and get hit by linebackers and shit like that. Niggas ain't finna be getting up every day, you know what I'm saying, working hard. A lot of niggas don't want to do that shit. A lot of niggas don't want to do that shit. And I'm not talking about Calvin really per se, because he says mental health. You gotta take it for what it is. If he says mental health, it's mental health, my nigga. I'm not in your body. I don't know if you lying or not. And I don't even want to say you lying, because at this point, I mean, you say it is what it is, my nigga. He ain't gave me no reason to think he lying. But I think even with that, it's easy, sometimes easy to disguise that shit. Like, for instance, with Ben Simmons. You honestly think if this was back in the day and Ben Simmons didn't just sign a $145 million contract or 85, it was either 145 or 185, $100+ million contract. You think if he didn't sign that, he wouldn't be playing right now? Like, think about it. Ben Simmons know he signed a fat ass contract. His shit gonna get paid regardless. So in my mind, it's like, nigga, if I know I just signed this contract and I'm gonna get millions regardless, man, fuck going to practice. Fuck playing. Fuck being around niggas I don't even like. Like, who knows if you even love the game like that? Like, what if niggas just like, man, I got money, nigga. Like, I'm good. Some niggas do shit for the bag and what the game could provide for them. And if they achieve that shit early on, I don't understand why they would stay around. So when I see Calvin really stepping away from the game, focusing on his mental health, is like, I feel like it was hella niggas back in the day dealing with mental health too. They just couldn't afford to step away. You know what I'm saying? They just couldn't afford to step away from the game. And maybe that's where the hate come from. Maybe they looking at these young niggas like, you pussies, we have to deal with that shit and still go perform at a high level, or we would have got talked about. Nowadays, it's like, man, my head ain't right. I can't do this shit. Excuse? Maybe. But they ain't got to deal with that shit no more once they start getting them big-ass checks, bro. That's just how the game go. True. Everybody want to be in that position anyway, so they just taking advantage of that shit. Real talk. Last thing, man. I want to talk about this with Russell Westbrook. You know, I thought about this, with Russell Westbrook. He's starting to gel well with the Lakers. Him, LeBron, AD, and Melo, and all the other cast of characters. And I thought about his other stops, his other departures with other teams. OKC, him and Kevin Durant. Houston, him and James Harden. Washington, him and Bradley Beal. Out of all those stops, the only person I know for sure that has a relationship and kids and stuff like that is Bradley Beal. Russell Westbrook has always been a family man, always had kids, always had his wife, all that. He's always been that guy. Kevin Durant, to my knowledge, has no kids, has no woman, he has no wife, no girlfriend, none of that shit. James Harden has no kids, to my knowledge, has no wife, no girlfriend, all that shit. And if I'm wrong, then I sound stupid. This is gonna be a pointless ass point I'm finna make. But I think because I know for a fact this will happen in OKC. Because I know Kevin Durant had no kids and no girl in OKC at the time he left. They was talking about it was hard for him and Russ to bond. They were saying Russ has always been a man's man off the court. And he got kids, he got wife, he got he had to do all his stuff hands on. KD was just a hooper type shit. So off the court, they never really could mesh in that certain way. Go to Houston. We all know about James Harden. He the strip club king. So it's like outside of basketball, what is these niggas really doing with each other? How much is they really connecting on outside of basketball? Like I said, in Washington, I know Brad Beal, he got a wife and he got his kids and stuff like that. St. Louis nigga through and through. But when you come to the Lakers, you got LeBron, AD, who just got recently married, he got kids. Melo, we all know about Melo. Yeah, Melo may still be getting shots up on these streets, but Melo, he got kids. Rondo, kids. Dwight Howard, hella kids. Girlfriend in WNBA, I still think he with her. Trevor Ariza, family, kids. Throughout the whole fucking roster. It's a lot of manly man on this team. And a lot of these niggas they got family, they got kids, they got outside lives outside of basketball. And I think that's what can bring them together a lot. And I know maybe I'm reaching, you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm reaching, you know what I mean? But I do think that's a component that can help this team gel, that can help Russell Westbrook gel with his star teammates, because they have a lot in common outside of basketball. Whenever you feel like you can, whenever you feel like you got something in common with somebody, hella shit in common with somebody, you tend to just like them more. You tend to defer in them more. You tend to just let them get their shit off too, because you understand what the fuck is going on behind closed doors. Y'all got a certain type of relationship with one another. Shit just gets better all the way around. And I think that's what's going to happen with the Lakers. It's already working out. I told y'all his numbers at the last 5 games: 23, 9, and 8 as a third star. That's amazing. That's fucking sensational. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Fuck his 3-point shooting percentage. 23, 9, and 8 for my third star. I'm taking it. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm taking that shit. Them MVP numbers, nigga. So I just wanted to make sure I brought that up. You know what I mean? Because niggas is always talking about how Russell Westbrook don't defer nobody. I just think it's hard for a manly man to defer to a nigga he still look at as a little boy. Like, nigga, if I'm wifed up, kids, I got all these business adventures and I'm taking care of hands-on, and you know what I mean? You got this and that, and you ain't got no kids. You just hoop. You eat, sleep, shit, and hooping. At a certain point in time, bro, I'm not gonna look at you on the same level as me. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm thinking. So maybe that's what Russell Westbrook was thinking with a lot of these niggas. Like, nigga, we not on the same level. And that's why OKC treated Russ the way they did. They treated him as the focal point of the franchise because of the way he carried himself. And I think now that Russell Westbrook, he is around a lot of like-minded individuals. And that's where the classic shit happens. When you're around a lot of like-minded individuals, a lot of niggas living the same life you living, that's where the classic shit really happens, bro. Real shit. But what we got, man? Is that it? Is that motherfucking it? We got Russ, OBJ, the gays like the baby, Henry Ruggs. Talked about my DUI fight night. Yeah, we done with that shit, bro. We out this motherfucker, man. I truly didn't think this episode was gonna be that motherfucking me long. But who am I not to give you over an hour of content? Come on, man. You know how I give it up. You know how I motherfucking give it up, man. But I just want to say, shout out to everybody, you know what I'm saying, supporting the podcast, all platforms, man. I truly, truly appreciate that, man. No matter if you listen to this shit, no matter if you watch this shit on YouTube at Untitled FN YouTube channel, the Google, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Audio Mac, all that shit. No matter how you listen to this podcast, man, I truly appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I'm never gonna stop saying that because I would never want y'all to feel like I don't see what y'all doing out there, and I don't read what the fuck y'all saying to me in my DMs, my messages. I see it, and I try to reply to everybody as much as I can, bro, just because I understand what that communication, what that opportunity is for not only you but for me. I want to be able to talk to people that's fucking with the podcast and see what y'all like about the podcast and what y'all want to add to the podcast. You know what I'm saying? This is not just for me anymore. You know what I'm saying? This is my shit. I care what I feel about it, but I know there's people that's fucking with it. You know what I mean? If you fucking with it, I want to make sure you love it. You love it, nigga, we going to the fucking top. So I just want to say shout out to y'all once again, man. Everybody around the world, man. We international and minimum promotion. You know what I'm saying? I'm pound for pound the best podcast in the world. Fuck what you heard. But let's keep building this empire brick by brick, man. Please rate, review, subscribe to the channel. Please rate, review the podcast. Everybody listen to the podcast. You know how I give it up over here, man. It's all love these ways. Never let them sidetrack you with the bullshit. Always keep the main thing the main thing. Stay safe, stay sharp, stay sane. I'll let y'all next week, man. I'm out this motherfucker, man. Peace. You did. Episode 66 for your head top, bitch. That shit crazy, man. That nigga Will Smith straight was gonna kill himself because he couldn't lose some weight. All the while his wife heard him, this nigga can't fuck. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love?